Hey guys, and welcome to another War Marvel episode. Today I'm going to be bringing you my review of Knights Model's latest releases for the Marvel Universe miniature game. Huge news from this release is the fact that we have another faction. Not another faction in the sense of if they're superhuman, cosmic, or mutants, but another team, affiliation. So, we all knew that we had the Guardians of the Galaxies, the Avengers, the X-Men. Well, now we actually have an evil team or affiliation, and that is the Brotherhood of Mutants. So you can imagine, or if you've already seen, Magneto's in there. Big name there. Sabretooth, another one, as well as Toad, Pyro, and Lady Mastermind. I haven't really seen much of her in the comics myself, but I know others have. I'm more of like a 90s era. That's when I got into a lot of the Marvel comics and started doing a lot of the reading and stuff like that. So today we're just going to be going over not necessarily the sculpts or anything like that, because I don't have the models yet, seeing as how they were just released, or pre-ordered I should say. But I'm just going to go over their stats, going to go over, you can see from the stat cards that I'll be posting what the sculpts look like, but I'll be going over my ideas for them in team, and what a good 50-point team, or at least my thoughts on a good 50-point team would be. So with that said, not only did they release the Brotherhood of Mutants, but on the official Knights Models Marvel Universe miniature game Facebook group, when they received, 2,099 likes to that group, or followers to that group, they actually released another model. And so that other model that they released for this month was actually the Hulkbuster armor. So it's pretty beefy and pretty chunky. So yeah, let's start getting into the stats and everything first for all these guys. We're going to start off actually with Iron Man Hulkbuster MK44. So this model here is size 4, so it's approximately the same size as, say, the Hulk, approximately. So it starts off, it's level 15, so he's pretty expensive when you're thinking say a 30-point match. 50-point match, I would definitely be interested in taking him at that point level, but I'm not sure so much about at lower point cost, just because he is a big point sink. But is he worth it? Well, let's go over what he has first off. So power level 8. Pretty good for his point level, for his level, I should say. His speed is 4, 6, 12. Strength is 5, which is pretty effective, so you can hurl a lot of things, which will be super good for him, and I'll explain why later on. Attack 6, size is 7. His agility is 6, which doesn't surprise me at all. He's in a big, chunky, armored power suit. Stamina 12, willpower 9. So those are his stats. Obviously his affiliation is the Avengers, and he is good. So let's look at his skills. Skills, he has fly. Okay, understandable. Resist once to energy, and then metallic, again understandable, and toughness 2. So it's going to be harder to knock him around, stuff like that, which again, really good because of how big. It's sort of self-explanatory. Defenses. Physical defense, 18. Perfect. Get it. Good. Energy, 14. I think that probably should be a little bit higher, but it's still, not too bad. Then he has supernatural, 12. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. Because we're going to see more of these supernatural abilities or powers coming out, and so he has a very low defense against that. So it is what it is. And that's probably his weakness, in all honesty. And then he has his psionic defense of 17, which isn't bad at all. Special powers, he has energy field. Energy field more or less allows you to have your resistance to physical and energy by 2. So any damage caused by that during this round, or by one of those 2 types, are reduced by 2. For that round. So when you think most energy attacks, or a lot of energy attacks I should say, cause 2 damage, you basically are becoming unaffected by those. His powers. So he has missile salvo. It's a red power. Does 3 damage, range 10, explosive 4. So it's pretty effective. I like the explosive ability, especially if you're hitting something that has like a large base. So, you know, say you're hitting like a large scenery piece, 4 inches all the way around that scenery piece. So like say you target a dumpster, that's fair size, say like 3 by 3 inches or whatever. That now area effect is a further 4 inches around there. So it's pretty good that way. Gatling guns, it's blue. 3 energy or power to use. It is causes 3 damage, range 8. Not bad. Basic shots or basic gunshots there. Unibeam, it's a red power, costs 6 power to use, and then it's an energy based attack, causes 5 damage, has pierce 4 and penetrative. So that's good. I actually like that a lot. The damage output is high. Pierce, you're going to continue on through whoever you hit it further 4 inches. Really good if you can set up that sort of like line, that straight line where you're going to be shooting each other. Repulsor Blast, that's going to be a blue. It costs 3 power to use. It's an energy based attack and does 2 damage, 12-inch range, and it's irresistible. So any of the resistances to that is nullified. It's really, really good. I think personally, you know, it is blue, so all his ranged are either once a round or once a game, besides throw. And so that throw is really handy because it gives you the extra ranged attack before you get in there. His last attack for this profile is actually Great Punch. So it's 2 power. It's a green attack, so you can use it as much as you want in a round. Physical, obviously. Does 2 damage, and if you overload, you can push 4. I don't know how I feel. Like, I would assume that this Iron Man suit is more of a melee contender, I would imagine. But he has mostly his attacks are ranged, you know, so I would imagine if I was to make a model like this to have at least one other melee attack, I think, just to sort of even it out, or give him, and I should say give him an extra green attack, ranged attack, that is, I should say, instead of all the blues. Nothing too strong, but like something that does like 2 damage at range, and then just balance. But overall, not a bad model. I'm not sure where he would fit into my team if I was to play Avengers. Like, I do personally have a small Avengers list, but it's literally like 30 points. It's Deadpool, Wolverine, Black Panther, and the Incredible Hulk. So, you know, I might be able to get up to 40, well, 37, somewhere around there. But it's not a big list at all, so I'm not sure exactly where he would fit in at this point in time. Again, I just don't play the Avengers enough. I do mostly Guardians of the Galaxy and X-Men. So, but anyhow, let's move on. We're going to get into the Brotherhood. My goodness, the sculpts are beautiful. I love them, first off. Let's start off with Sabretooth. So he's basically the evil counterpart, most people would know, to Wolverine. Let's look at what he does, though. So, level 7. Red mutant, so he can only go with the evil armies. Power is 7, speed is 5/7, strength 3, attack 7, size 3, agility 8, stamina 9, willpower 7. He then, for skills, has cruel. So if he damages somebody that's in the red endurance bar, gets an extra damage. Regeneration 1, self-explanatory. Rage 2, basically gets 2 extra tokens or power when he becomes back up on his feet from after being knocked out. Wall crawler and soldier, so you can re-roll those stamina rolls. Defenses 16, 15, 14, 13. So really the psionic or mental stat defense is his weakness there, and that's how I'd be targeting him. Endurance bar wise, it's pretty standard. It's a high. He does get some nice bonuses while he's healthy with +1 speed and attack. So special powers, advanced pounce. You use it once a round, costs 2 power, and allows him to move up to 6 inches. So he's pretty quick when you think about it that way. So he can move 13 inches in a round. Good for stealing objectives. When you're only playing on a 3x3 board, he can get from point A to point B pretty fast. Attacks, he has feral attack, range 2, awkwardness 2, critical plus 2 damage. Does 2 damage base, costs 3 power to use, and you can use it once around. Claws uses limited times in a round as you want. It has costs 2 power to use and does 2 damage. Then his one use power or attack per game is Devastating Claws. Costs 4 power to use. It is a physical attack, 3 damage, and distract 2. So that will come into play when you're fighting high defense models, because you're going to be taking those guys out. Lowering their physical defense that much quicker and better. So anyhow, let's move on to the next one that pairs up really well with lowering those physical defense, and that is Lady Mastermind. So Lady Mastermind, she is definitely another debuffer. I haven't heard of her until this release, I'll be honest. I don't follow a lot of comics recently as much as I should be. I was more like a 90s era sort of kid. So let's look at her stats. Level 8 Red Mutant, so evil only again. Power 7, speed 4/7, strength 1, attack 6, size 2, agility 7, stamina 7, willpower 8, resistance 2 to illusions, defense against physical and energy 15, supernatural 16, and psionic is 19. Her attacks are mortal illusions, cost 3 once around, mental energy or psionic type I should say, damage is 2, range 8, stun 3, and can't be overloaded. So you can use that once around. Strike, it's basically 2, use it 2 power, use as much as you want in a round, costs 1 damage. Then her gun costs 2 power, use it once around. Physical, causes 1 damage, range 12. Her special powers, this is where she shines. So she has psychosomatic symptoms. You can use it once around, costs 2 power, range 10, and it lowers the opponent's or the target's agility, stamina, and willpower roll if they fail a willpower roll. So, sorry, let me re-say that again. It lowers the target's agility, stamina, and willpower if they fail the willpower roll. Said roll twice there, I don't know why. And so that's really good and sets up the next 2 abilities. So this is where her debuffing really comes into effect, especially on those high physical or energy defense opponents. So Terror Vision, 1 power, use it once around, range 8. Target loses 2 from their physical energy or energy defenses until the end of the round unless they pass a willpower roll. Awesome. Put her Sabretooth up against Colossus, you're gonna have fun. And that's how I would take him down. And then next is Drain Psyche. So it's once a game, costs 2 power, range 6, and the target cannot move until the end of the round unless they pass a willpower roll. So if you really need somebody to stay out of combat for a round, that's your go-to right there. So somebody like the Hulk or something else along those lines. So let's go into Toad next. Toad, Red Mutant, level 5, power 6, speed 6/9, strength 2, attack 6, size 2, agility 11, huge, stamina 7, willpower 6. Skills are agile, regenerate 1, acrobatic, wall crawler, and stealth. So super good at moving around the board and making those agile checks, especially seeing as how he can re-roll them. You can't target him with ranged attacks unless he's within 8 inches. And yeah, his defenses. So physical defense 17, energy 16, supernatural 14, and so is the psionic. So special powers. This is he has a pretty good special power set as well that allows him to get across the board pretty quickly. So with that being said, he has super jump. So it's cost 3. It's a red power, so you use it once a game, but you get to place this model up to 12 inches away from his current location. Then he has dodge. Use as much as he wants. Green special power, cost 2. It's a reaction, and if he passes an agility roll, he can cancel 1 ranged attack that targets this character. So super effective to stay out of or to prevent range damage, and his attacks allow him to stay sort of at range for melee targets as well. So he has tongue lash, so it's a green attack, costs 2 power, physical, does 1 damage, but range 4. Then he has Toad Spit, which is a blue attack, costs 3 power, energy nature type, and it does 2 damage, range 8, and the effects are ensnare 2 and distract 1. So again, he's lowering those physical defenses, pretty effective. Pyro. he's going to be my go-to for damage output, I think. One of my 2 go-tos based on the point level that we're playing. So level 5 red mutant, power 6, speed 4 and 7, strength 1, attack 6, size 2, agility, stamina and willpower 7, resist 2 to fire. Defenses are 15 across the board, pretty standard. He has no special powers, but his attacks are where he shines. So he has your basic strike again. He then has Pyro Blast. It's a green attack, which costs 3 power, energy, flame type, 2 damage at 14 inches. So he's going to stand back all day and just snipe you with flame. And that's what he does, right? That's everybody that knows the X-Men and Pyro knows he just throws fire all over the place. After the Pyro Blast, he has Pyrotechnic Burst. Once around, 4 power to use. Again, nature, energy, type, fire, 3 damage, range 10, explosive 3. And then he has Cone of Flames. You can use it once a game. Costs 5 power. Same nature and type as the other ones. 3 damage, penetrative with the flame template. So he's going to be hitting that big area of people pretty effectively. So any dense sort of clusters, that's what that's really good for. And last, but definitely not least, we have Magneto. I've been waiting for this model for a while. I love the sculpt, and looking at his stat card, I love the model. I can't wait to get him. Can't wait to use him. Good thing too, he is a gray or a neutral mutant, so he can join up with the X-Men or the Brotherhood. So he's level 12. His power is 8, and just remember that when I talk about leadership, every other mutant that has a lower power than he does gets, and within his leadership range, gets an extra +1 to their power for that round. So power 8, speed 3, 6, 12, strength 1, attack 6, size 2, agility 7, stamina 8, willpower 13. Skills, leadership 5. So keep those guys that you want that extra power for within 5 inches of him. So he's going to be that sort of center place. Master Tactician. Super handy. Immunity to psionic powers, fly, and strategist. So those are all understandable as to why he has it. So he gets +1 in power and attack while he is in the gray endurance bar. So his attacks, he has Meat Grinder. Use it once around, costs 3 power. Physical attack, does 2 damage, range 10. Then you can, if you get a critical hit with it, does 2 extra damage, and overload, so then pierce 2. Then he has your basic strike attack. Special powers. Once around, you can use Metal Shield. It costs 2 power to do so. It's a reaction. Range is 3, and what it does is it cancels out 1 range or energy attack that targets somebody within range. Then Imprison. Again, once around, 2 power. It's an attack. Range 8, target cannot move until the end of the round unless they pass a stamina roll. So that's going to help sort of limit the movement of some of your opponents again. So sort of like that debuffer and sort of playing with them in that. You then have the big 2 special powers that Magneto is really known for, in my opinion, and that's Blunt Instrument and Storm Shield. So they both are basically allow him to throw things. One is one use only, and the other is use it as much as you want. So Blunt Instrument, it's a green special power, costs 3 energy, range 6. This model can use a free grab and throw on target character with metallic skill or scenery piece. Consider the strength for this throw to be 4. So, strength 4, he's throwing guys an extra 8 inches from range 6, so really 14 inches. He's going to be able to throw them 14 inches away. But scenery pieces, models with metallic power or skill, you can throw all those guys as often as he wants, based off how much power he has available to him. So really, while he's healthy, he has 9 power, you can do it 3 times a round. That's huge. He is the king of throwing. Next, he has Storm of Steel. So it's once a game, costs 6 power to use, range is 12. This model can use a free grab and throw on a target character with metallic skill or scenery piece. Consider the strength for this throw to be 6. So all of a sudden, you're targeting somebody 12 inches away with metallic skill or a scenery piece and throwing them 12 inches. You can hit almost everywhere on the board that you need to, really, by the time you get into combat with people. So That's huge. Good damage output from both those, or potential for damage output, I will say, for throwing things around. And the fact that he is neutral is awesome. You will see him in my X-Men list. You will see him in my Brotherhood list. And talking about that, 50-point list. This is my ideas for a 50-point list. I would obviously take Magneto, Sabretooth, Lady Mastermind, Pyro, and then I'd add in Emma Frost, further debuffs and capabilities, and then Gambit. Gambit, I'm thinking just for that extra little versatility with being able to choose physical or energy defense. He has pretty good damage output himself, and survivability. At lower point costs, I would definitely go with Toad, just due to the fact that he can grab those objectives and stuff like that. But again, I could use Sabretooth for that because he does have that extra pounce, so he can move, what, 13 inches or so in a round. But yeah, at that 50-point level, I would add in Emma Frost and Gambit because they're both neutral themselves, so they can go on the evil side or a good side. For X-Men, if I added Magneto in there, I don't know who else. I would drop Cyclops. I might want to add Deadpool just for the fun out of it, but I'd probably do like Wolverine, Rogue. I'm not sure who else, but really, anyhow, that is my review of these new releases. Knights models continue to amaze me with what they have. If I left anything out or sort of went in the wrong direction with these characters, let me know in the comments below. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, ignite your hobby.